If you do not want to find yourself in this position of a broken off bolt or cam cap or anything else, you're going to watch this video. We've got some good tips for you, especially if you're a Triumph owner. There's a bunch of misprints out there. Hey friend, smash that subscribe button. It really helps us out. Also, we have hundreds of videos and playlists on here for you. And then we started adding timestamps, so a lot of the videos you can jump around and get right to the information you want. And then we even started adding captions so you can pick your language. Enjoy the video.
Hey friend, Shane from HowToWrench.com, and you probably saw from a short where I said I'd do a longer version on what the problem was for this Triumph in a snapped bolt on the valve cover. So come here and check this out. So this is a really popular manual, the Triumph aftermarket manual. And when you go to the valve cover, it says 14 Newton meters, okay? Now, check this out. Looking at some threads online, because that number bothered me, okay? I was thinking, wait, that's too high. That's more than 10 foot-pounds. And let's think about this. The fastener in here is a 6mm by 1.0 thread pitch. Those are typically like 6 to 8. Once in a while with a high-grade bolt, I'll see 9, but it's typically 6 to 8 foot-pounds, okay? Which I also convert to inches. But so what we found here is somebody said, hey, my Triumph shop manual says finger tighten them progressively to 10 Newton meters, right? Page 3.5. Now listen to me. This is why, as a technician, it's a really good idea to have like the generic torque charts. Typically a generic torque chart that says on average what's a 6mm bolt, what's an 8mm bolt. Where people really get into trouble on these is they think about the size of the tool that they're using, and then if they're using a generic chart, they get into trouble because typically a 6mm bolt uses like an 8mm wrench or a 10mm wrench.
All right, here's an example of a generic torque chart that I love using. I've used for many years, and I'll put the website link below if you want to grab one for yourself. But once again, you should really use the OEM manual. That's my favorite to determine what torque specs you have. But if you're trying to study and learn and understand what these numbers mean, this is a great chart that I always use with my students. So I'll tell you what to do. I'll make a deep dive on how to interpret these charts and how to use them for the member channel. But let me kind of jump into the reason that this particular Triumph was so borderline. Up to 12. To get into that 14 range on a dry one, it would have to be a really high grade bolt. And it's just like I said, that was that borderline. Should it break? Shouldn't it? You know, it's just kind of scary. It was just right on that line. I just want to show you this so that you knew how to study it. Like I said, use your OEM manual is usually your best source of truth. But hey, sometimes there's misprints. So I hope this helps clarify what I meant by the general manual.
And that's a place people really get into trouble. I mean, I can't stress enough what we want to be able to do in a perfect world is go to the manual be correct, and it says torque to this. Well, this is a perfect example where there's a misprint and it was way too tight. So when you're questioning that stuff, it's a really good idea to research this. And on this one in particular, like being super transparent, and I went to 12 and I'm like, this just doesn't feel good. I don't like this. And when we backed the bolt out, the bolt had actually snapped. So I also want to show you Triumph owners because you're going to run into this. Somebody's going to click on this video and go, well, mine are already, what do I do? So trying to work through the valve cover, I wasn't having the success. And then what I did is pulled the valve cover and we bumped the starter motor until the valves aren't touching. So there's no pressure on any of this. I could pull that one cam cap off. The other thing you want to be careful of, you'll see little numbers and orientation. You see how the numbers were on the back side of this. So you want to put it back in the exact same position, the exact same way. And then what I did, this was just to clean it afterwards. You may have seen in the short video, I'll go to the vise here, is I knew I wasn't having any luck from the top side because I have that recessed hole. And to trying to get in here with anything, I don't have much room to work. I tried a small screwdriver, and what happened is it just got to a point where it quit turning. When these break, this little broken off piece in there is usually just floating in there free. It's not torqued against anything. It's just left behind, if you will, right? So what I did in this case is we removed the cap. I put it here in the vise, and then I started playing around with, now that I could see that it was poking through, instead of trying to go out the other side, I wanted to try and just keep getting it out this way. So if you think about this, this is upside down, right? So if I take my chisel and I hit counterclockwise, that'll keep threading it out because I know the threads are good on the bottom. The threads were a little boogered up on the top side where it broke and there's some little debris or something in there, but they're really good and clean on this side, so I want to just come through with it, right? Well, I want this vise in the minimal amount of clamp because I don't want to be putting a bunch of pressure on the hole. Right? I just want it to hold it, not to grab it so tight that it's also going to clamp the broken bolt in there. And then I'll clip in that little video of the short here, but then I got in here, got a really, really sharp chisel and just very intentionally light little taps and just kept working my way out, got it so far. And once it was protruding enough, you could just kind of, if you can wiggle it with your finger and it's kind of floating in there, the moment you can grab onto it with something, then I just twisted it out like that. Does that make sense? So we've got a couple of things here. This just sucks when it happens. And I wished I would have questioned that torque spec you were reading to me better, but we're using a manual and sometimes this just happens. You go, okay, well, I'm not, that familiar. I haven't done a 5 million Triumph, valve cover gaskets. And that's where it can get us into trouble. I really should have fought that spec a little more from just my experience and said, that seems pretty high, but dang, it's right on that verge. If you have a Triumph and this helped you, this is a T100, what year?
07.
It's an 07. There's a billion of these out there. And in the very first link that we chose to do a little research, we saw people talking about how this is a common problem. So hopefully this is a solution to you. I really hope that you get this information before you break yours so that you could get the right torque spec. But if you run into that, here's a solution for you. Now it's no big deal. We're going to put these in. You said you already looked these up in that this was also 10 for these. So 10, put the valve cover on, 10, new bolt, won't be the end of the world. So that's it. All right, if you haven't done so, like, share, subscribe, make it a great day, and keep wrenching. Hey friends, we're super excited to announce that the How to Wrench channel has been approved for memberships. What's that mean for you? What would it look like if you could get member-only content? Many of you have been asking over the last year as we've put out surveys and tried to get some feedback that you missed the old deep dive long videos and the real explain content. Those are very hard to produce and they're very costly. They take an immense amount of time, especially to make it creative and interactive for you to get that deep understanding. We have a lot of schools, institutions, do-it-yourselfers. I mean, really people from all over the world in over 200 countries are using our content, understanding to help themselves or to advance in their career. Well, those videos are coming back. That's the kind of content that's going to go in this membership channel because we can offset some of those costs. So that's one, you're going to get the deep dive videos. Two, you're going to get access to member-only streams and live chats to where you can actually call in, ask questions, get answers on the spot, and have a back and forth Q&A session with other members as well. We're super excited about that. And with the member channel, it's going to really make it more intimate. We're going to be able to bring back into more of a community instead of all the yahoos out there that are just causing trouble and being idiots. This community has always been about helping each other and getting those answers to the questions we need. You got to remember, I love YouTube too. When I want to learn something, it's quite often one of my first go-to places to get information or to learn something that I'm trying to do. So we love that we can do this for you as well. It's going to be a green one. We kind of went along the lines of like a training does in most certification programs. Bronze is your entry level, silver is your middle of the road, and then gold is your top certified. But we added one more. We added a red one just to say, hey, thanks for all the love after you've been here for a while. So for all you that love that kind of stuff, hey, it's there for you. What else are you going to get with this? What you're going to get is really, honestly, in my opinion, it's really a way just to say thank you. We've tried really hard over the years to figure out creative ways to not beg, if you will, but to try and encourage and remind people that, hey, I got a full-time job. Like, I do this and have my own buck. All these expenses are my own. It costs a lot to be able to do all this, and we really do need help to offset some of that. So this is a way for you to really easily just say thank you and create that, like I said, that deeper answers that you want and you need. So I hope this has caught your attention. Look at options below on the join. You hit that join button. It'll tell you what tiers. You can figure out what we're doing. We're already going to start moving forward, making content that's member only. So I hope that you're working on something that's making you smile, or that you're getting through it, or that's making you money. So we're going to get back at it. But as always, wrenching.